Hey, Squirrel Tears, and welcome back to Squirrelman Plays. Let's keep going with Beacon Pines. Hopefully, this is the final episode so we can finally reach a good conclusion. Let's get started. Ooh, ominous music.
Chapter 8.
Here we go.
The Cold, Hard Truth.
Finally.
Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee.
Whee!
Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Huh. I wonder where they ended up. What the? Whoa. Huh? That was intense. Yeah. I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Oh. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. Wait a minute. That's where the ice cream comes from. Doesn't look like it got on any of us. It didn't feel like we traveled that far. So, where did it all go? This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way. How would you know? Catch up with Mr. Nuncreed. Alright guys, let's solve this mystery. Looks like we aren't getting back that way. Nope. Any hidden secrets? Any charms? We still haven't got to use all the charms. For example, we never used... I know flight was an option in one of them. We never used weep, accept, refuse, break, incendiary, struggle. Wait, no, we use struggle. Succulent. Shame. We haven't used a bunch of them. Let's see. Down or up? Down. Wait. He said he thought he went that way, so let's go this way first. This looks like... Is this a cemetery? Is this like an alternate Beacon Pines? Because it looks like the entrance to the cemetery. Right there. Looks like the entrance to the cemetery. Right here would be Luca's house. Down here would be like the entrance to town. Yeah, you see? This looks familiar, yeah. Maybe we can clear off some of the snow. No time. Nuncreed's getting away. Did they miss the explosion, or is this like an alternate reality? Interesting. Hold on one second. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town. Ah, I got it! It's so obvious now! Mr. Nuncreed is an alien. Rollo, stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures. Oh boy, here we go. The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cool. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective? Kill us all and shapeshift into Beacon Pine citizens of their choosing. You never really had me. But you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. I hope the audio isn't like echoing like it did in the last one, because the footsteps sound like they're double. Oh, it's because everybody's following me. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, because turns out like it was actually my recording software had like 2 audios coming in from the game, so that's why there was an echo in the last video. So anyway, let's keep going. My guess, this is an alternate, like, you know, the Chronicle? This thing. This is an alternate future where everything froze because of the source, and this is where Gran comes from. Gran is actually the same Gran that was from the past but in this reality where they exist, she had died. But in this one, she didn't until she came back to take care of Luca and to solve the source or something. I don't know. Let's find out.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center.
Ooh, so that's the source.
He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild.
Catch up with Mr. Nuncreed done.
Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out.
Huh, I wonder what the wheelbarrow had.
She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, we've doomed this whole town. Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing. How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. Everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true!
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me! We just had different ideas about how to affect change. And change is a dangerous animal. Very convenient that your way just happened to line with your pockets. No, that's not fair!
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge.
What? That was a
Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions.
Ooh, do we get to make a choice?
The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
And in the stillness, he began to... Ah, darn it, I hate when we only have one option. Weep. Oh, poor Luca. This is probably not going to be the right one, because whenever they give you one choice, it's usually bad. Well, let's find out.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much.
Yeah, like I mentioned in the last video, poor Luca. He's gone through so much.
Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This'll all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up, and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall. Juniper, don't!
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
Oh boy. No!
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation.
Oh.
The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
Ooh. You see, Joseph? I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing
Before
to...
Gran could finish, the ground shook her to silence.
What the? Luca! Well, I saw that coming.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire.
Yep.
On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say too. We finally found out what the source is.
Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too hard. So that's the end of that path. Now we have to go to this branch. I will not tickle Iggy. I hate Iggy. He deserves getting the slime all over him, the ooze. So instead, we're gonna run away. So, to catch you guys all up on this one again, this is where Iggy got the ooze. He started transforming, and then the clipboard started chasing him. Mr. Kerr came to try to talk Luca into giving him Iggy, but Luca refused and shot him. Well, he was going to shoot him with the MCDC, but it didn't work. So this time, we're gonna run away instead. Run, Luca! Run!
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches.
Oh. That's actually a pretty smart move.
He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Wow! I can't believe that worked! Hey, Mr. Kerr! We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy.
See ya, jerks!
Whee! Ha ha! Fine. We know where that leads them. This way. We'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the?
What?
That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice.
Is it actually ice?
In fact, it was ice.
What the? What? So, this whole time we could have found out a little bit more about the source just by going through this path? Aw, man.
Chapter 5.
Alright.
Signs.
Okay, that doesn't tell me anything.
They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
How fitting that we're back in the same exact place, but in a different, path. Weird. This whole time we could have found out about the snow. Aw, man. Okay, let's see if they can find a good ending this time.
That was pretty badass.
Uh-huh. I think we lost them.
Are we up in the mountains?
I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill.
Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland?
All I know is there's no going back the way we came. How did they travel to this? Was this always next to Beacon Pines? I thought it was an alternate dimension or no. I have no idea how they got here. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Find a way home. This is your home. See? Here's your bedroom. The kitchen's right here. We can't go to the backyard. And your dad's over here. Let's see over here first then. Luca! Luca! Are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Is that bozo Kerr?
I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in those woods.
Luca looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. Oh, that's Mr. Kerr. Oh, boy. I thought Iggy was guessing wrong when it was actually Rolo, but it was actually Mr. Kerr. Okay.
He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios?
Just lucky, I guess.
Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you?
You knew my parents?
I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Uh-oh, did he take his mom?
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving.
So, Mr. Kerr knows about Luca's mom. We never seen her at all throughout this whole playthrough. Let's see if we can find out what happened.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow.
We know what that is.
2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover?
If it is, I've never seen one like it. Not in this playthrough. Haha. Let's keep going. Uh-oh. I know one of them is gonna be Mr. Nuncrate. I wonder who the other one is.
What's the readout? Shooting just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. We should report it. Should we,
Oh, it's probably the clipboard.
should we report it to Mr. Kerr? Nah, still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more swords to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with.
What the?
What's all this?
Hard to say with all this snow.
I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out the letters under there.
What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weep Wood.
I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go.
I'll see what I can do. Do I have a rock or something? Oh, there we go. Snowball! Hua!
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense.
We're in Beacon Pines?
How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here?
I guess we got turned around.
Where did all this snow come from?
Well, it's been colder than normal lately.
There's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and an Arctic hellscape.
The puddle we fought at before? It was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. The source.
You think it's related? What the hell is going on?
We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. So it is Beacon Pines for sure. But I still have no idea how they got here or what the heck is going on.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around Wheatwood.
The stuff who put up?
I don't know. So they blocked off the treehouse.
This stuff look familiar to you?
It looks like the barrel near the puddle
Shoved me into? Yeah.
You deserved it, dude.
It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, swim run. I never noticed this. Is this like a basketball hoop or hook up here? Huh. Okay. This...
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone.
What?
There's nothing left here but snow.
There must be an explanation for all of this. We have to keep looking.
You can look all you want. I quit.
Iggy, we have to keep going.
You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We are going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled. This town is destroyed. And everyone we've ever known is gone.
We don't know that. You can't just quit.
Do whatever you want. I'm done.
Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion and more than a little guilt.
Fine, I'll forgive Iggy. Jeez. It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a good idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a bit.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
Please don't die of frostbite.
The way the snow covered everything over is kind of calming.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have time to say it, but thanks
Huh?
for getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there.
Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper.
No, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right?
Of course not.
And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper.
But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. Well, that's exactly what you should have done.
Huh?
I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be the horse's ass in response. Well, that's how it works.
Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you?
Of course! Jeez, you goody-goody tries take forever to understand a very basic point.
Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
I don't know, it's not my thing. I'm just a one-layer character, you know. No, not really, I'm actually pretty layered now. It's something to do. I have layers, like an onion.
You're an asshole because you're bored?
Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Roll are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Who told you about that? That's our mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn. But your perfect little life.
My life is not perfect.
Everybody in town likes you.
Not everybody.
Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet and she already likes you.
You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Yup.
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Oh, it must be raining out here.
What do you mean? It's not raining.
Yes, it is.
Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow, we'll get to the bottom of all of this.
Luca's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Ready for another dream sequence?
Luca,
Yeah?
I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse.
What do you think?
Not bad.
I'll give you the full tour when we get back.
You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
Aww.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread.
Here we go.
Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face.
Here we go again.
The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes.
Wait a minute. Yes, this is where... Okay, if you remember from the very first episode of the Beacon Pines playthrough, I said there's going to be more than one Luca just because there was like a different colored Luca and charms. And then later on we got a charm with two Lucas. I told you one of them was there was going to be another Luca.
Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this.
Huh?
The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you?
Remember what?
Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what?
That's what I said.
The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. No, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch?
He's gonna take matters into his own hands.
There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this.
So it's Sharper Valentine who caused some kind of sickness.
Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
And we never saw him again. What the? Who's that?
A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me!
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
That's what you think you're doing!
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly caused a lot of commotion.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take it easy, Iggy.
We are asleep in our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads.
I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy.
You didn't hurt nobody.
Anybody.
Huh? Oh, I see. Now you're a grammar police too. You think you're better than me, you?
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-headed, scarfing necked, furball? Yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great. How about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How will I make a knot? How will you make like a knot and buzz off?
Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait! Do you live here? You might say that. So, you know where we are? You might also say that.
Look, pal, we just wanna find a safe way out of here. You're gonna help us or not?
Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are.
Alright, that does it! Luca, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here, one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Phew! Some goody two-shoe know-it-all.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up!
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, I Thanos snapped everything out of existence. Open them, open your eyes.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines.
Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Wheatwood? Or we teleported to some alternate universe? Man, Luca's getting this really on the nose. Or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home.
You're inching closer to the truth.
That's what I was saying.
Alas, this reality is much less fanciful.
Just give it to us straight.
So be it.
Okay, here we go.
As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines.
What? Oh.
You both grew up here. But the town you called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair, but a replica nonetheless.
That's impossible. It's too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town.
Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplication.
We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed.
You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. This brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane.
Iggy and... What, no narrator? Iggy and Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably.
So, you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed?
Precisely.
But why?
Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source.
Why'd you say the source like that?
Why, indeed.
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
This is all ridiculous. There's no way they
He
could.
looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation.
What? Is that the end of the path? What? Wait, what? Why did it do that? I didn't press anything. Oh, that was weird.
With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home...
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out,
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Wheatwood.
Gotcha! You're a weirdo!
Chapter 6.
Man, we're learning a lot more about the source through this path than the last one.
The source.
Here we go, the source.
Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
His dad.
Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow.
Poor Luca.
His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time, I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone, in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me a slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh.
Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy.
Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide!
I wanna. Oh, okay, it's probably the clipboard.
259K. Far enough distance is still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who love them will never know the truth. The truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey! Don't be such a downer, dude. I took this job to change the world. Yeah? Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Haha, weirdo.
Here I thought I was a jerk. These guys out here are literally dancing on graves. These dinguses are out here literally... These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me.
Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Iggy gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey!
Who's in here just helping?
What?
Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who you helping?
Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone.
Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse's ass?
I should stand up for myself.
Hell yeah! Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled out the switchable for a reason, right?
Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest.
Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to the precious source, wouldn't it?
What do you have in mind?
If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it.
And what if it's just What if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge.
I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Locate the source. Okay, let's see if I got this all right. Okay, way back.
It can get awfully cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help is on the way.
Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her?
Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Ah, shucks. Now that hurts my feelings.
Screw that guy. Okay, so anyways, if I get this right, okay, way back when, after the fall harvest, when those perennial harvest guys first showed up, they moved everybody in a town, one town over. Well, they supposedly fixed this town, but I guess they recreated it instead. And all this snow and stuff probably happened because the chemicals from Sharper Valentine when he was making a new fertilizer. Probably. And that might explain why like the crops and stuff from the fake town were coming out bad, because it wasn't the real town. Maybe like fake soil and stuff. Who knows? But anywho, so this is the real Beacon Pines. The other one was fake. That was created during that time. And this is Luca's real dad's grave. Okay, I still doesn't explain why Gran is alive, but we'll find out. Here we go. What happened to Nat?
Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
I wonder if I could have found that on our own. What's that?
Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not wimpy firecracker stuff they give to kids. The good stuff.
So why did you bury it under a tree?
That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
Flaming chicken coop. No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were primo fireworks. So I might underestimated things.
You blew up the chicken coop!
I prefer to think of it as incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces.
Frollo got grounded for months.
Which is why I need to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried them under that tree over there. But when I came back for them later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us.
Unbelievable. Man, to recreate everything, even the trees and stuff?
Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo! You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's in over his head.
A hero who is just someone who refuses to give up.
Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero.
I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself.
Is that so? Do you really think you can have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are!
Prepare for blast-off, loser! Here we go. Alright, before we go there.
Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place.
Alright, see, that's why you always look at everything crooked. Anything in the diner? I can't go to the diner. I can't go anywhere. Let's go to the coffee shop. Coffee shop? I can't go to the coffee shop. Let's go to the museum. I can't go to the museum. Let's go to Beck's place. I can't go to Beck's place. Okay, fine.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Whoa! I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now.
But why would they dig a giant hole?
I think this is it.
This is the source? It's a dang hole! How do we smash a hole?
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr! Where's Rollo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it?
What did you do to our town? What is all of this?
Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know.
What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge?
Oh, heavens no! My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications.
Complications like us?
You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way.
Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey.
The point is that we all have to play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras, ready for your curtain call.
We ain't giving up without a fight.
Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you.
Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Oh no, he's gonna dust us all.
Scene change.
Uh-oh.
There, that's better. Deal with that.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Incendiary.
Why are you smirking?
Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Yoo-hoo, I'm gonna drop it.
Stop! That's not doing something regrettable.
Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole?
Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar.
Bup, that's fair enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool!
Call off your guns.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down.
What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
It wasn't lit up. Will that still do something? Yep.
Ooh!
Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side.
Oh no.
Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped.
I got you.
His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back, please. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening.
If you do that, then people will just hold us up and snap us both! The only way you get out of this is to clear it out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself.
If he lets go, we both die.
I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it.
Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Huh? Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young. They called me the party hyena in college.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Prim dum dum, property dum dum.
Wow, you called it. Can you believe this guy?
Ooh, hum.
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kurt, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you have to save me too.
Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't gonna kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
Okay. Oh boy. I know I hate Iggy, but he's kind of grown on me.
I'm not his friend.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm just a no-good bully.
That's what I used to think.
Like you, Kerr.
Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
Have I told you what you need to do with bullies?
I can't.
It's the only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. It makes sense for all of us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once.
Luca had no choice but to blank Iggy's request. Oh, here we go. Well, okay. I hated Iggy, and I think he deserved what he got. But he's turned a new leaf. But I can't let Luca go down with the ship. He needs to survive this. I'm sorry, Iggy, but it's for the greater good.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
Wow.
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Poor Luca. Whoa.
Hell of a goodbye, Iggy.
Hey, it's Nat.
Luca, You should really step back.
What?
Quickly.
Whoa, that actually did stop the source.
Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives.
Not until you tell me what just happened.
Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while anyway.
How?
Tempest liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade.
So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the hole freeze over?
That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would happen in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Yup. As Trish would say, yup.
It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again.
If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? Exactly.
I have been, in my own way. Each of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait.
Well, what kind of help is that? Wait for what?
You.
Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in
What?
Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
Beacon Pines 2, Pines Harder. Are you kidding me? That's the end?
Revenge served cold.
That can't be right. I think this is a joke.
Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it?
Yeah.
This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good?
Boo!
I was even starting to like Iggy.
Yeah, me too.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
Yeah.
Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Oh. Well, we only have two options, which is tickle and refuse his... Wait a minute. Hum. Okay, let's try that. Ooh, awesome art, by the way. I forgot to check the art. Oh, man, Mr. Kerr is way skinnier than I gave him credit for. Okay, let's try humming. And in the stillness, he began to hum, even though I don't know what the heck that would have to do with anything, but let's find out.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
Are we gonna hear it?
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely.
I still don't know if Gran is the mom of the dad or the mom.
As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
I like her voice. Way better than my voice. I'm not sure if I have to press something or not. I'm just gonna wait a few more seconds.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
We still don't know what happened to the mom, just that Mr. Kerr is involved. How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo. The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly.
No, I said that before in the last episode. I said, no, that can't be, right? What?
He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother. Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom! That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Not gonna lie, I have a tear in my eye. Oh gosh. Eleanor? Oh, I thought you were gone? You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
Why is she so old though? Ho! You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Well, why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone I thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then, what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
What is Joseph's role in this? They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. I changed the voice to sound more like the real her. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. Oh, yeah, that's right. The fair. Or not the fair, festival. Well, we know how to stop it. Except Luca doesn't really know in this path. You don't understand. He always wins. Sharper Valentine?
Chapter 9.
Okay, that's the furthest we've gone so far.
The devil you know.
Ooh.
7 months ago.
Oh, no, not back to the past.
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering.
Ah, Deep Engineering.
No turning back now.
Wait, who was the dead body then? Was that one of the clipboards?
She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempest Liquamen. There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time.
I wonder if Tempest Liquamen was like an ingredient that Sharper Valentine used in his fertilizer.
Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
Uh-oh. So that's how she became old.
And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me? I will not. This town has a dangerous secret and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense! They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. Haha, like I would say, why don't we just grab the whole town and move it somewhere else? What kind of dumb idea is that?
We should take Bikini Bottom and push it somewhere else!
That idea may just be crazy enough to get us all killed!
It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean up this place. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated, Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
What? Eleanor Van Horn? What?
Well, aren't you just as sneaky as the Dickens? We all knew the Valentine fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable, so she can get the help she needs.
She is not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown! You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... What? Solomon?
That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's
Don't
face.
tell me. He's... Yes, sir.
Take them away.
Solomon is freaking Sharper Valentine. So Eleanor got older and became Gran, and Sharper became young again.
No, I want them to see this. Ah, the ever-temptress Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's buried in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party, But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr? Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that arousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed on.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents.
Wait.
A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
He even changed his clothes. Nah, but I liked him better as Solomon. He should have stayed like that, like an evil mastermind kid.
What? No! Ah, so you didn't see that coming. Good!
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people! Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign.
What? Oh, I thought I was gonna say Star Festival.
Ha! Wonderful!
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Dawn, how did you not figure this out in time?
Sharper, you malicious bastard!
Ooh, we got another charm, so this might not be the end of the story.
I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr.
William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
No!
You coward! Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe that you could be free of me? A town full of complete and utter fools! You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children.
Daddy! That first time he shows emotion.
I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement.
But
Silence, Augustus, an adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you failed me with admirable consistency. Truthfully, I was counting on it this time.
Father, I
have been wasting my time, my dear. What have you accomplished?
I was focused on cementing our legacy.
Legacy? Who needs a legacy? We can just live forever.
But what about...
It's alright, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph.
I think you've said enough.
Nonsense! The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been.
I only did what I did because you left me no choice.
You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter. Cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. They used to call him the party hyena. Ha, what a laugh. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again! And I'm willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty.
Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Pruning Harvest?
Ha! You think that puffed up blatherskite could have accomplished all of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow. You've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire at your service.
That's the guy that was in the book in the library.
Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime.
Wait, so this Bill Kerr was a Pat C the whole time?
Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Ha! The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it. Ha!
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end.
Wow, that was awesome. That's obviously the bad ending, but an ending nonetheless.
This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Okay. Well, we reached an ending. Is it the good ending? Not really, no. But I did say no matter what path we take, good or bad, that's the path we're sticking with. But for this video, we are done.
Sharper Valentine was behind everything all along. And he was Squirrelman this whole time. Who knew? That was incredible. I did not see that conclusion coming. I had no idea Squirrelman would be that important of a character. Some characters I thought would have more of a bigger role than they did. Maybe they will in the good ending. But alas, we have reached an ending. The bad ending, more or less. It seems we're getting really close to the true ending of this game. I was going to leave it here, but instead, I'm gonna keep it as a double feature with the good ending coming out this weekend. So be sure to tune in again on Saturday and see the good ending and the final ending of Beacon Pine. Till then, Squirrelsters, see ya!